What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is our Comic Con special. We're going to talk all Comic Con stuff. It's Saturday. The Warner Brothers panels just started, so we've got the Twitter feeds going. So when that Godzilla trailer comes, the Aquaman trailer comes, all the breaking news out of Warner Brothers comes, we're going to stop this thing. We're going to go check those out, and then we'll be back. But there's been a ton of things that happened at Comic-Con so far. A lot of crazy, fun stuff. A couple of really crazy, weird things. Some downright disgusting and disturbing things. But before we get into any of that, I want to introduce you to my two guests with me. First off, my right hand on the G Show, G95, Matt. Thank you for hanging out with me today, brother.
Yo, glad we got it going.
Yeah, seriously. Technical difficulties all around it because, you know, it's just the way life throws monkey wrenches at you. Also joining us from JR's Gaming Channel on the YouTube and Varon on Facebook, we got my man JR. What's going on, my brother?
What up? Nothing. You know, that whole technical crap.
Yeah.
I love it. So fun.
Yeah,
to deal with.
This was supposed to be a live stream. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. Can't live stream, so we're doing it this way. Anyhow, look, before we get on, I just real quick want to take a moment. This week was kind of crazy. I lost my uncle earlier in the week. This dude was one of the dudes that put me on the path to the geekdom. He really got, he used to give me his Fangoria magazines, his sci-fi magazines, his Starlog magazines, and it really opened me up to all the stuff that I love today, from Star Wars. I remember some Starlogs when they were covering Aliens, the Fangoria issues with Godzilla on the covers. He passed away earlier this week, so I'll take a moment for him. And also to a man who I've been following for about 3 years now on YouTube, John Schnepp, who is this big comic book geek that I love to hear him talk comics. And I got to meet him a couple of weeks back at a convention over here. And we talked Swamp Thing and Godzilla for about 5 minutes. And I'll tell you, man, that dude was just a genuinely cool guy. So I just want to take a moment of silence for them two extraordinary men. All right, that's enough moment of silence because it is Comic-Con, it is Geek Nirvana, and these guys would have definitely wanted the show to go on, so let's do just that. Starting from the very top, the first thing that broke when Comic-Con started this year is something that me and Matt, we had a little back and forth over Messenger with, and I found that hysterical. I love it when we get to just get into it like that. It was the Titans trailer. The now infamous Titans trailer coming to the WB streaming service, the DC streaming service. And honestly, the first thing that pops out to you, Matt, what was it? What was the first thing to pop out?
To me or to you?
To you. I know what popped out to me. But...
the violence. The surprising violence.
Okay, that was it. JR, what about you? What was the first thing to pop out with you?
Shit.
Okay.
It looked bad. Really bad to me.
Yeah. That's how I felt. The first thing to pop out to me, obviously, was fuck Batman, which I thought was great. I can't lie, I loved it. But first time I watched that trailer, I was on my phone. And I was like, oh man, this is dope. Then I watched it on my television, and I was like, oh man, this is a fan film. So I wasn't digging it, man. I was not digging it. Starfire still looked crap. I'm not gonna lie. I dig the tone. I like the violence, but I just don't like the execution. And again, it's just the first trailer. It was the first major piece of news that dropped out of Comic-Con. So of course we was gobbling that shit right up. But man, we had our argument back and forth. You were all for it, and I was all like, nah. I mean, what's got you hyped about this?
Honestly, I think it just looks good. I can, look past the costumes because, for one, about 50% of them are really fucking cool. I dig Robin, I dig Hawk and Dove, and I think Raven looks really good too. And I can look past the shitty ones because there is so many other really exceptional classic live action superhero shows that have garbage costumes. Case in point, Smallville. Just terrible. Like Cyborg's just wearing like a silver hoodie, like okay, but yeah, same. But it's a staple in the superhero television genre. So that's fine. I can look past it. It's whatever. But also I'm a sucker for violence. As Alex from Clockwork Orange would say, the little bit of the old ultra violence.
Nice.
Looks cool to me. It just appeals to what I like, and I think there's been plenty of middle ground between like the dark and edgy kind of superheroes and stuff like that on TV. Arrow's kind of gone there and whatnot. That's just becoming more of a staple, but they're all confined by limits. You can't really show as much violence. You can't really show bones sticking out of bodies. You can't really say fuck Batman on CW. So
true.
I appreciate a show that's taking it as far as Titans seems to be. And I'm not saying it's going to be great. I'm not saying it's going to be the best show on TV. I'm just saying, like, shit, I was pleasantly surprised by it because I thought it was going to be terrible.
All right. No, I ain't mad at you. Like I said, my biggest concern was, like, it looks like a fan film. And I was like, come on, man. But that's just my opinion. JR, what about you? What made you not like this trailer?
Okay, so for starts, growing up, I liked the Teen Titans anime series that was on Cartoon Network. I was a huge fan of it. So when I saw this, and I'm a little familiar with the comics as well. Just throw that in there. I'm not a huge comic book guy, but I am familiar with some of it. Looking at this trailer, like immediately for me, it felt like someone had a cell phone and cosplayed and tried to act.
Yeah.
It was like a B movie almost. It felt like a B movie to me. And I mean the violence. What is up with the stabbing and everything? Like, does Batman stab people? Because the last time the whole Batman v Superman stabbing people and blood and killing people. What is up with this? Why is Robin stabbing people? I don't remember Robin ever stabbing people. That's just, like I said, not super familiar with the comics, but from what I understand. So that's a huge gripe for me. It's, ultra violent. Like you can have violence, you can have the fighting and stuff. Long story short, it doesn't look fun to me. It looks dark, gritty, super serious, and that's not what I'm all about when it comes to this, and what we need a little bit of lightheartedness to it. And that trailer really conveyed emo, early 2000s emo teen to me.
I hear you. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't say and point out that the Teen Titans were one of the most hardcore books back in the 80s. They were the number one selling book back in the early 80s, with X-Men coming up in second place, and it was because of their mature themes and things of that nature. It really wasn't Teen Titans, the animated series that a lot of people remember. Teen Titans was a real serious book back in the day. They dealt with a lot of adult themes. I mean, from Speedy on drugs to oh my God, Terra and Slade. The whole Deathstroke relationship is like Deathstroke is like a 45-year-old assassin, and he's infiltrated Titans with his teenage girlfriend. That's crazy. It was a lot of the Judas Contract is one of the greatest Titan stories ever written, one of the best comic stories ever written, and it was very, very serious. Now, as far as ultra violence goes, I don't think it was ultra violent, but the tones were definitely there, and yeah. So I mean, like I get certain people like, well, it's not the Teen Titans I know. I get that, but the Teen Titans you know, we're not those Teen Titans all the time. There's definitely some dark and gritty stories, some deep storytelling within that lore. But I do agree with you with the costume thing. Well, not the costume, like the whole felt like somebody took their cell phone camera, dressed up, and was like, "Look at me, Mom, on TV." Nah. But we'll see. We'll see who. I mean, the show could be spectacular. I'm gonna watch it regardless on how I feel about the trailer. But let me throw this out real quick. Did y'all see the price points for this WB streaming service? This DC streaming service?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like $75, right?
Uh-huh.
One shot deal for the year, or $7.99 a month. Now, being a fan, I'm gonna pay the $75 one shot thing. Boom. But what do you think? Is that too much, Matt? Well, that's all right.
I think anything under $10 for a show or a streaming service like that is plenty fair. There's lots of competition out there for streaming services, and a lot of them are priced pretty competitively. And the $7.99 a month / $75 a year is pretty fucking reasonable.
I agree. I totally agree, especially when you're getting Titans, but you're also getting, Young Justice Outsiders, which is season 3 of one of the most fantastic animated shows I've ever seen, Young Justice.
And all of the other original content they're going to be coming out with.
That's right. I did see something about Stargirl.
Live action Swamp Thing show.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Yeah, of course. That's where my $75 is going, to be honest. That and Young Justice. I mean, I could care less about anything else. But Swamp Thing, I'm totally in. That's my boy. I love Swamp Thing. But yeah, I forgot about that. And not to mention, you also get access to comic books. Now, I want to see what they're going to do with that. How much of their library are they going to open up? Because that's actually great. Think about it. Like with the Titans, you can go back and read some of them older books that established this. Not established. What the fuck is the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean? It there's a word for it. It's not coming to me. I'm a little off, but
we'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there. But make this thing come to light. Make this thing come to pass. It's anyhow. It took it. I can't think of the word. I am completely off my game right now, and that's because this Warner Brothers panel's going on, and I'm constantly refreshing this thing and seeing what's happening. I think Jason Momoa is out right now, and that's pretty cool. Oh no, he's not. It's Harry Potter. Okay, I don't care about that. So, yeah. Anyhow, all right. Outside of that, there's been tons of more stuff that dropped. Before we get to the real fun stuff, though, the Glass trailer. Matt, you pointed that out to me yesterday. What did you think of that trailer? Because we haven't had this conversation yet.
It looks way better and way more fun than I was expecting it to be. Because Unbreakable isn't a fun movie, and Split isn't a particularly fun movie either, except for, James McAvoy doing the little kid whose name escapes me. But this looks like fun. This, it almost seems like straight up satire, and I like it. I'm really excited for it. When Sarah Paulson is interviewing the three of them, and Bruce Willis just looks over to the other two, what the fuck am I doing here with these two assholes? Looks fantastic. I can't wait.
I agree, man. I agree. As somebody who absolutely loved Unbreakable, because going in, I had no idea what that movie was about, and the first thing you see is about comic books, and I'm like, what? What is this? I love that movie. I did fall asleep on Split. I'm not going to lie. I passed out for a bit. I woke up and I saw what I needed to see. And that was, of course, The Beast and then Bruce Willis. I love this idea of a Shyamalan shared universe. So I agree with you. This trailer, everything, especially what you described with Bruce Willis giving that look, I love that this girl Paulson is saying this is all in your head. There's no such thing, and then you have like Bruce Willis doing the extraordinary feats, you know. And Jr., I know you said you didn't see Unbreakable, right?
No, I haven't seen Unbreakable or Split.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, you want to do yourself a favor and try to find both of those movies. That'll be a good night of just cool movies to watch. Unbreakable, especially as a comic book fan, that's what caught me off guard. But it's a really good movie. And Split, I'm gonna watch Split again because I was enjoying everything about it. I was just extremely tired. But yeah, dude, I'm totally in for this movie. I actually can't wait. I really can't wait for this one. I thought it was fantastic. JR, you saw this trailer, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you think of the trailer, even though you're not familiar with the source material?
It looks good. Change of pace for what superheroes are, or superhero movies are nowadays. It felt different, and I mean, I'm gonna definitely look into Split and Unbreakable because I have family that went to see Split when it came out in theaters, and they said it was really, really good. I just haven't got around to seeing it because so many movies and trying to keep up. But yeah, the trailer looked really good, and I am interested. And that's all it takes. A trailer's just got to get me interested, and I'll give the movie a chance.
Gotcha. Well, I guess we're all on board. We're all gonna go see Glass. They call me Mr. Glass. That was so good. I love you, Samuel L. Jackson. I really do. Some other stuff that came out. I want to get just quick rundowns here. I don't know if anybody saw anything as in regards to the Predator footage they showed. Matt, did you see anything about that?
I heard it was very violent. That's the only thing I heard. And I want to say there was some extra stuff, like extra footage or something like that with Jake Busey as Peter Key's son from Predator 2. But I don't recall.
Man, that would be dope. I would go crazy because
I know he's playing Gary Busey's like character's son, and so it's like a connection. But I thought I heard that there was like him saying something about them being related. I don't know.
Oh man, if that's the case, do you think he's getting off the same way his daddy did in part 2? Because I love that death.
They'll freshen it up a little bit.
Well, JR, did you hear anything about the Predator and the footage that came out?
No, I haven't. I've just seen the trailers, and from the trailers, I think it looks good. But other than that, I haven't seen anything else.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, man. They said it was very violent, very, very gruesome, bloody. So that's a good thing. But then I did see something that, and this is going to segue into the next topic. I did see something about choice words and language in this movie. Now, somebody that I follow, that's in the biz that I get some of my news from, and I respect the dude. He was like, it bothered him. And I'm over here like, dude, if you look at this cast of characters and what they represent in this film, they're all like mercenaries, then choice words might be coming from them. It just might happen. You're going to get some words that might offend people. But it's a movie. These are the characters in the movie. And I'm not saying that this is it. I don't know for sure. But from what I've got from this dude's take was that there were things said in this that made him feel bad. And I can't for the life of me stand shit like that. I'm going to be honest. I can't for the life of me stand, especially when you're in the entertainment business, covering entertainment, movies and things. You know you're going to find things that are going to be like this. And it's not that risque. It's not. It's just the nature of this particular beast. So if that is all true, and there are choice words, and you may be some racist comments, and in the world we live in, it's hard as it is right now. But for escapism, I mean, that's all it is escapism. You shouldn't take things like that to heart. So, Matt, what do you think about, if this is true, what do you think about things like that? What do you think about if there's some kind choice content in this movie that might offend people. What do you think about that?
Dude's probably just a big baby.
Mm.
I don't care. Like, I listen to some music with some pretty offensive lyrics every now and again, and like, I grew up watching, stuff like Trauma and, like, stuff that pushes the line. I'm used to it, and I can't. I mean, it's a movie. It's not real life. It's not anything, and just don't get all butthurt about it. Pretty simple.
That's where I stand too. JR, where do you stand about that?
Out of everything that has been said in movies, people just need to get the fuck over it. Like, seriously. I don't care. Like, I've been offended. I've been called every name in the book. Grow a pair. Come on, it's a movie. Let's have fun with it. Who cares if someone says fuck or fucker or fuck shit, fucking dog on dog? I don't fucking know. Who cares? Why are people getting their panties in a bunch for things people say nowadays, especially in movies? Ridiculous.
All right, well.
Ridiculous.
Well, then, I
can't imagine anything like a movie like this. I can't imagine it's going to break some new ground for offensive language.
Right.
This isn't American History X. This isn't, a character study about, somebody who was raped. This is just a dumb monster movie.
Absolutely. And that's how I feel. And that's what brings me to the next part of this little review of Comic-Con so far. And this was some really fucked up news, man. This really, like, it hurt me when I seen this. And that was James Gunn being fired from Disney, from Marvel, taken off of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for tweets he tweeted out almost a decade ago. And yeah, I've read some of those tweets, and I'm just like, damn. But I'm not on Twitter. I don't go on Twitter. I don't follow nobody on Twitter. I don't like Twitter. But I do follow James Gunn on Facebook, and that's not the same James Gunn. This is that was a 10 years ago dude trying to make a name for, and he even says it. And you know what I respected about James Gunn? I read a statement, and he said he takes full responsibility for it. He understands completely that he had to be let go. He's not mad. It was his words. He said it. He fucked up. He owns it. And I respect that. But, and again, I've seen some of those tweets and whoa boy, but still, 10 years ago, James Gunn is not the James Gunn we've got now. It's not the man putting out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is one of my favorite movies of last year. And if you're Disney if you're Disney, you knew his pedigree. You knew his stock. You hired him for a reason. You looked at his filmography. You're not looking to hire him because of Scooby-Doo. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be for real here. And this is a very touchy subject. Especially in this politically charged world we live in right now. So I'm going to throw this to you. I'm going to start with you, JR. What are your thoughts about all of this controversy surrounding James Gunn now? Do you think that comments he made 10 years ago warrants him being axed from this, franchise?
Absolutely not. I think this whole thing is blown way out of proportion. Now, I didn't see the tweets. From what I hear, they're pretty something. But I also heard that James Gunn at one point was involved with the Trauma film. And I was like, okay, well, Disney still hired him. He still made 2 fantastic movies. I love the Guardians movies. They are my favorite Marvel movie. Well, Infinity War is now, but, Guardians of the Galaxy, both of them. I loved both of them. And his directing style, his writing for those movies are fantastic. and you're just going to fire him for something that he said in 2012 or however long it was. That ain't right. Not only is that not right, you're fucked when it comes to the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie because it's just not going to be the same. It's not going to be as good because they had a style. They were unique within the Marvel universe. And you're not going to have that now because, well, fucking Disney. But no, it's not right. I don't think it's right. Yeah, everyone should be held accountable for their actions. But for tweets that were so long ago and it's just now happening, get the fuck over yourself, Disney. That's where I'll leave it.
Matt, we had a conversation last night about this, and I know where you stand. I want everybody else to know, like, what do you feel about this situation?
Well, so like JR mentioned, he has a background in Troma. And for those listening that don't know, Troma is a low-budget independent film company that specializes in making the most gory, offensive, shocking, vulgar movies ever. Just, they're cheese. They're schlock.
Class of Nukem High, anybody? Hello.
Yeah. Poultrygeist.
Poultrygeist. Forget it, bro.
That's like
I forgot about that one.
Their premiere movie with Toxic Avenger. Their poster boy.
Fucking Kabuki Man.
A huge part of Toxic Avenger is teenagers running down a kid in a car and running over his head till it explodes. And then, that's just par for the course for Troma. So that's his background. That's where he came from. It's not meant to be taken seriously. It's not, mean-spirited. It's just dumb, cheesy, vulgar fun.
Right.
And then, he has a very specific style and sense of humor, and that comes through in some of the more risque jokes in the Scooby-Doo movies. That comes through in Slither. That comes through in Scooper. He had a show on YouTube for a while back in the day when YouTube first started up called James Gunn's PG Porn. It's just dumb fun. And if you read those tweets, obviously I didn't read all of them, but they're jokes, and it's very clearly just humor. We've all made a dark joke now and again.
Absolutely.
Some of us more than others.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at me and JR.
Listen, I've had my fair share. I'm just not as young as you guys are. All right, trust me. I cannot go back and repeat those jokes.
But yeah, everybody says shit like that. Maybe not to that degree, and maybe not in a public forum like Twitter.
Right.
But it's a joke. It's not meant to be taken seriously. It's not meant to hurt anybody or offend anybody. And this was years ago. This was almost a decade ago. It's fine. Marvel knew this going in. I don't know what came up and what prompted them to decide, like, oh, this is the reason we gotta let you go. Personally, I think there's something else behind the scenes. Maybe Fox News has speculated that it's because he was anti-Trump and vocal about being anti-Trump.
Right.
And that's why he got let go. But I also don't think really that's a reason to fire somebody for having a political opinion in a public forum.
Right.
I can't speak as to what I think might be the supposed real reason, but I honestly think that there's something else going on behind the scenes. I don't think firing somebody for their tweets from 10 years ago is really makes sense. Then they should, if they're going to go as far to, make sure that every single person has a clean record, squeaky clean record of everything. Maybe they should look into, letting Robert Downey Jr. go for his drunken and drug-fueled escapades through the 80s and 90s. I'm confident that not everybody on those sets, that not everybody working for Marvel and for Disney is 100% squeaky clean. personally, I just don't think it makes sense. But even if that is the reason, that's ridiculous, and people just are a little bit too sensitive. Yeah, they're just jokes. You know, it's just a joke. Get over it, people.
I got you.
And think about it for a second, too. Sorry to interrupt.
No, good.
Ray. Think about it for a second. It's like suppression of free speech. It doesn't matter how fucked up. Look, I say some fucked up shit in my live streams. Watch my latest Diablo 3 live stream. You'll hear some shit. Me and my friends joke, you know, that school shootings aren't funny.
Let's not talk about that here, all right?
Yeah. But you can make humor out of anything. Let's just leave it at that's as far as I'll go with that. You can make humor out of anything. I have a dark sense of humor. A lot of people that I know have a dark sense of humor. What is wrong with someone making dark jokes? Yeah, maybe not on Twitter, you know, if you're trying to make a name for yourself, but anyone that has a name has said dumb shit. Really dumb shit, you know? Why are we, as a society now with the social media, why are we suppressing someone's free speech, you know, freedom of speech? Why are we targeting someone for things they said such a long time ago? Is it social justice warrior movement crap? Is it political correctness? What is it that's got everyone so up in arms, especially towards a director that directs great films?
Oh, listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to touch that one thing you said. Nowhere near it. I'm not. That's something I don't. As I gotten older, there's certain things that is way off limits. I never thought about anything like that, especially where I'm from back east, because shit like that didn't happen. It happened in the streets. But even still, like that's something I wouldn't touch. My thing is this, and this is from what I've heard. There were people who were mad that Disney, because Disney owns ABC and Marvel, they were mad that Disney got rid of Roseanne Barr for what she tweeted out, you know, a couple of months ago, a month ago, whatever, about a politician or whoever it was. And somebody remembered that James Gunn, one of Disney's poster boys now, made offensive tweets back in the day, and they dug that shit up, and they were there, and boom. And Disney was like, well, we can't do to one and not the other. The difference, and this is a little problem I have, is, like you both said, this is 10 years ago, and the dude is a completely different dude, as opposed to Roseanne is Roseanne, and I got nothing but love for Roseanne. Her tweet was her tweet, but I find that woman funny as hell, you know? But we knew Roseanne was disrespectful from way back when she's grabbing a crotch and spitting and butchering the national anthem on live television at a baseball game. Like, you knew all that stuff. But the money talk, the ratings were in. So let's give her a show again. Let's revive her show. Let's put her in the Trump era. Let it be a woman who supports him, and let it rock. And she was picked up for season 2, and she was rocking and rolling. But then she made that tweet, and that cost her job. But that was now, in this day and age, where, like you just finished saying, JR, it feels like you got to walk around on tiptoes. Nobody has freedom of speech anymore. And I 100% get that. 100% get that. I don't think, I can't say it. They're both equal grounds as far as offensive. She said she was on some type of medication, couldn't sleep. He says, hey, I was just trying to be provocative back in the day, but that was back in the day. I don't do shit like that no more. And it's true. But, I mean, it's a sad situation because both of them are talented. Roseanne and James Gunn. I'm not taking away nothing from Roseanne. I will not. But she knew better in this day and age. She knew better. And he was just trying to get a rile out of people back then. He doesn't do things like that now. You know what I mean? Because he knows better. So I find it's a little... It's fair, but I think it's unfair at the same time, if that makes any sense. Of course it makes sense. I said I don't care. It's a fucked up situation. And yeah, you know, I'm like, all night I was thinking, I was like, who the fuck is going to make Guardians of the Galaxy 3 now? Who are they going to get to pull that off? Because James Gunn had a vision. And then what really makes me bonkers is that he was gonna shepherd in Phase 4 for Marvel. He was bringing that all together. Where do you go now? Where do you go? And I'm not, I'm 100% positive Kevin Feige always has a plan, but it's just like, damn, man, it's a black eye to Marvel right now when they're riding so high. They are on such a high, like, with the exception of Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was okay at best. Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War were two of the best movies I've seen in like 5 years. Absolutely loved them. Unbelievable films. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 last year. One of my favorite movies of the year. I think it might have been number 1, if I'm not mistaken. It was that or Logan. Anyhow, but now this happens, and yeah, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. I want to just give y'all a quick update. The Harry Potter panel is finished. They did a whole thing. Apparently Johnny Depp came out as the bad guy, and now they're doing the Lego 2 movie. So there's still some time.
Shit.
Yeah, so there's still some time. It's not Star-Lord, Miller and Lord ad. Oh, I don't know what the hell. Anyway, so yeah, so there's still some time. I'm thinking that they're gonna save the Warner Bros. The DC shit for the end of the show. So I'm saying within the next hour, within this next hour, I believe we're gonna get that trailer. I believe we're gonna get the Godzilla trailer. But I'm gonna tell you this, and this is weird. They dropped the trailer for that Harry Potter movie, the new one, the Fantastic Beast, but it's not. They haven't dropped it on YouTube yet, so that's a little weird because the last time, I think it was for Kong Skull Island. Oh no, I'm lying. There it is. 12 minutes ago, it's out. So that's a good sign, people. That's a great sign. That means that once that trailer drops, we get it and we're going into it. All right. All right, right before we take a break, we're going to take a break, but right before we do that, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this because I don't understand my boy G95 sometimes. He drives me fucking crazy. I love the dude to death. I tell him that constantly, dude, I love you. But sometimes he drives me so freaking crazy, I don't understand. Case in point, yesterday or the day before, I think it was Thursday. One of the best trailers, yeah, it was Thursday. One of the best trailers I've ever seen drop. It wasn't the best trailer I've ever seen, but seriously, it got me super hyped and amped. And I was like, oh my God, dude, did you see this? Amazing. And that was Star Wars, The Clone Wars is coming back. They're doing the final season. Season 7 is coming back. I was blown away. I was like, dude, because we're freaking Star Wars marks, man. We mark out all the time. There's a podcast somewhere on this channel called The Force Awakenings that we got to get back to. But I'm like, dude, this is nuts. Clone Wars is back. Aren't you excited? And he's like, nah, it looked like fan film to me. What? I was totally devastated. So, G95, man, what's your defense?
I think you got that entire conversation backwards.
No way.
Yeah. I got the messages right here.
Wait. All right. Oh, wait. Technical difficulties once again, ladies and gentlemen.
You can come up to it if you want.
No, let's be real. That was all me. I was trying to rib Matt when he sent me the link to the trailer. Because earlier that day we were back and forth with the Titans trailer, and I was like, dude, I don't know, your eyes aren't working right. You know what I mean? Like, move your hair. Your hair's in the way. I was trying to rip him, but damn that trailer, brother. Woo-hoo-hoo! So Matt, you go ahead, bro. You tell him what you thought.
Well, I got chills. That's honestly, I don't have some big rant prepared. I got chills.
They're multiplying.
The Clone Wars is, to me, the quintessential Star Wars. You know, like, no, really, Star Wars has not, as a whole, hasn't been captured so well in terms of story and world building. I don't think anything else touches Clone Wars. And knowing that it got cut so abruptly in, mid-production with so many plot threads left open and so many new avenues that they were planning on going down, it's just like amazing to see it get brought back to close up some things and to tie everything together, and hopefully, as the 2D series did way back when, lead directly into the beginning of episode 3. That'd be sweet. That's what I'd like. But yeah, another tour of duty, reporting for duty.
I am so stoked for this damn thing, man. JR, what about you, man? You a Star Wars fan like that? Have you watched the Clone Wars in its entirety?
I haven't, because it was airing during a time where I wasn't really as much into Star Wars as I am now. Yeah, I see it's on Netflix, but I will say this trailer, it looks good. It's got me interested, and it's nice to see that Disney is bringing something back that fans wanted.
Yeah. Oh, man, you know, that you made a great point. That's something I wanted to talk to you about, Matt. Oh, boy. Do you think this is trying to placate those fans that were very upset with, like, The Last Jedi and Solo?
Maybe. But considering how fast they would have happened to
turn that around, yeah.
Yeah, turn that around. I think it's unlikely. I think this has been in the works for probably almost a year now in secret.
Yeah.
And they're just, now unveiling it. It is easy to speculate that, but I think it'd be just a little too convenient.
Well, I'm just excited that it's coming back. It's also dropping on the Disney stream service, so there's another. Not like I wasn't getting that one anyway, because we were getting a Star Wars live action show from Jon Favreau. I'm so on board with that. Now this, are you kidding me? That's just perfect. So I'm totally bought. My only concern, here's my only concern. This is my biggest beef. It's not a concern. It's my beef. My only beef is that my favorite clone is dead. So rest in peace, Fives. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not coming back. I'm so upset with that. I loved Fives. That was my favorite fucking clone. One of my favorite characters in the entire series. And
what if they clone Fives?
You shut up. When he was in that trailer, I was getting goosebumps.
Yes.
I was getting goosebumps. Oh, John, where you? All right, so, okay, my brother's sending me, unbelievable. I'm going to punch my brother in the neck, and he knows this. So, anyhow, we're going to take a break here. That Godzilla panel should be starting soon. Like I said, they're still talking Lego Movie 2. We will, oh! Uh-oh, they are on right now.
Oh, they are.
They are on right now, so here we go. All right, we'll take a break. The Godzilla panel's rocking and rolling right now. Let's take a break. So we'll probably get back together within, 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, depending. Sounds good? We'll be back.
Cool.
Yep, later, y'all.